Getting some B-roll. Getting some B-roll? Getting some B-roll. You grooving? Happy place. Hi. Sorry, I've been gone for ages. I think I've been scared of making videos. Well, like not scared of making them. I quite enjoy the process mostly, and I like seeing the final result a lot. But I've been really anxious about uploading them. I think it might be an irrational fear of my videos sort of reaching the wild west of YouTube, and all the meanies and scaries coming to get me for whatever reason. Context. I was bullied as a teenager, for reasons I still don't understand. You probably smelt the autism on me. So my fear of people being anonymously mean online about my harmless dinosaurs and stuff sort of checks out. Vlog style video making does feel quite safe for me though. The viewership isn't as plentiful, to put it lightly, and this means that they kind of fade into obscurity. I do have video ideas where I'd have to do a bit more chatting to the camera, and this does scare me a tiny bit. But I have a video idea that I've been sitting on for ages, and it's to do with like vintage dinosaur and prehistory related paraphernalia that I found. So I really want to put that together for you guys. There are some talky bits in all of this footage, so I'll probably pause at some random points just to let the videos do the talking, and I'll drop back in. But yeah, this is going to be a bit of a long one. Obviously, I've been sat on this footage for ages, so this is from about March to probably the start of June. Let's just go March to June, maybe right before the London Queer Mart, because that might be a good one to start off the next video with. So yeah, enjoy. It's highly likely that you can hear beeping from, yep, there it is, from the carbon monoxide alarms. We are needing to replace the batteries, so do not worry, I'm not being poisoned and neither is Jam. Currently you are seeing the capybara tower bookmarks that I worked on during March. I wanted them for the fair at the end of March, so the Common Ground market in Jericho, Oxford. I was going to say, I think I had a good time working on them. I can remember being slightly frustrated with the sky background. The company I used to print with now do bookmarks in a few select sizes, and I couldn't, for the life of me, configure my design into those proportions. I don't know why. So this was my attempt at another bookmark. I printed my Camarasaurus bookmarks with awesome merch, and they have since gone under, or they have turned into another company, and that was that whole thing where they weren't fulfilling people's orders, and people paid like hundreds of pounds, and they were like, where the hell is my order? So I knew obviously I couldn't use them. That was the only thing I ever used them for as well. So I put this design together. I didn't really have the desire to have much going on the back, just like quite plain, just with my name on it. And I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. And they are available on my website, on my shop. If you fancy one and you know you're never going to see me at a market. Well, actually, Justin Bieber said never say never, so. But yeah, if you know you're not going to see me at a market anytime soon, they are on my shop, my online shop, which I will put up on the screen right now. And I will also link below. Thank you very much. So that sort of came as part of the slew of updated products that I've put on my shop this year. It's been quite an exciting and fast year in terms of getting new stuff on my shop. I think last year and the year before were quite slow. I was having a little bit of a crisis about where I wanted to go with my work, but I'm happy just plodding along, I think, since that's all I seem to be able to do, just plod along and hope for good things to come my way. Every time I go into the centre of town, I always like to go right down to the bottom of Waterstones because the kids section is on the ground floor and they have such a good non-fiction section, and they have science sections that are split into different subjects and themes and areas of study, and I just think it's so cool, and I like to see what's been like freshly published and put on the shelves. The book I showed at the start, it just looks so fascinating and so up my street, and something I know I would have absolutely loved to death as a child. I have attempted somewhat to keep you updated through my Instagram and my blog that is slowly coming together. I'll link it below, but I wrote about being chosen to hold a stall at the first ever Common Ground Art Market. I I woke up that morning and of course disaster struck. But I mean it's pretty natural for me at one point in the month for disasters to strike. So I didn't feel amazing that day. I I felt pretty awful. I didn't even feel well enough to go and look around all of the stalls. So if you were there, I am so sorry. I was just about holding it together. I guess sales wise, it was different to what I'm used to. It was great, not what I expected at all. All in all, just a really lovely time, despite how awful I felt. As you just saw from the Common Ground footage, I was drawing an ammonite, and in this clip, I'm peeling the tape off of a freshly drawn ammonite, a different kind. I'm trying to sort of do, I guess, the major shell forms, and I've had a lot of fun with them. I've kind of just landed on 5 of them overall, and it is going to be a sort of concertina folded scene with a sort of illustration on the back depicting all of them, and a tiny bit of information. So that is that mini side quest project, and it will be coming hopefully by the end of September. Sorry, I'm moving around on my seat. But yeah, by the end of September, I'm hoping to pull that together. I've yet to do the illustration on the back, and I will probably complete that on my big sketchbook, the big long one. I wouldn't say I've barely drawn ammonites before, but I've kind of kept it simple to just the very traditional classic spiral. But I wanted to branch out because there are so many cool ones. Some art market days I absolutely just film nothing. For this one, which I believe is at the end of March, maybe, it was probably the weekend after the Common Ground market. It was just gorgeous. The light was amazing. Clearly I felt like I needed to capture 101 angles of the same stuff. So I hope you're really enjoying that footage. I think it looks really pretty. This next clip I'm showing you is me working on one of the little sauropod faces from my One Big Family print. For some reason, I expected the heads on the print to turn out bigger when I had them printed, but I was still pretty happy with how it turned out. So this one, I believe, is based on Malawisaurus, and I kind of vaguely used the head shape of, is it a collector figure? A collector deluxe figure? It's the one I've got. Sorry, I'm just looking up at the shelf at it. I'll show it on camera, but you can see the kind of head shape that I was going for. With this print, I kind of just wanted to have vague sauropod head shapes. I wasn't going to sort of name them all. So, I mean, this one is inspired by that particular Malawisaurus figure, but it can be anything you want, babe. Side note and correction, it is the safari figure, not the collector figure. I don't even know if collector do a Malawisaurus. So yeah, safari, and it was the one they brought out in 2018, and I'm pretty sure they probably brought out their like blue and white Diplodocus at the same time. So yeah, I've got that one because it's so cute, and I love his scoots and his coloration. I think it's lovely. I was about to give you like my tier list rundown of which ones are my favourites, but I realised that I've already done that, and you would know that if you watched one of my previous videos where I show you all the new stuff in my shop update. So if you've not watched that, that's on you, okay? I'm kind of wondering if my favourites have changed though. It would be the purple one that looks like Moom, and then the green one that's like bottom middle, and I would say the purple with the yellow stripes that's sort of near the top in the middle. I love that one. Wow, such a beautiful one. Well done, me. But yeah, honestly, I'm so pleased with them as little drawings that I might put them in a little almost flip book like scene. But realistically, I would want to assign them sauropod species names. So there's going to be a lot of guesswork and a lot of approximation. But to be fair, I based the shapes, like the head shapes, on something. I didn't just, freestyle all of them. Now, obviously, there are some that didn't make the cut, I'm afraid. And in a little bit, I'll show you one that almost did, but then I kind of messed up the layering. I wasn't sure on it. It was like I was making too many decisions during the actual drawing process rather than sort of sticking to what I knew I was going to do, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's like risk taking, but it's like, no, you should have taken the risks before you then started drawing the final thing. And then it kind of just put me off of it. So I'll show you that one. And then there's like a whole page of orangey yellow ones where I was just kind of like, if one of the friends that I'm going to add to this collection pops out, that's great. If not, I just had fun drawing. I realised that this Malawisaurus footage is something I've kind of already shown you, but I only showed you like maybe 2 minutes worth. So this is like the extended cut, if you will. So don't come for me, please. My only excuse, actually, it's an explanation. My explanation is that I've been sort of posting videos a bit higgledy-piggledy in the chronological sense. So I've got some drawing-based videos that sort of jump in time to present, and then vlogs that go back. But then the drawing footage will be from like February, but then I'm posting it in a video in May, and it's just all, it's like Star Wars mode, really weird chronology. So please bear with me in this trying time. Toby Tom! Oh my god, it says party animal. That's so funny. He's actually on my shoulder. come on. Why are you stuck outside, huh? Oh no. Oh yes. Oh, oh gosh. Go on then. Oh. I know, I know. I know. So this is what's going on currently. I think with the, hold on, let's shuffle some bits around, shall we? With the sauropod head print that I'm trying to make, or like pull together, compile, obviously initially it's really easy to configure all of the different heads together. I'll just pop up a little image of sort of the rearranging I've been doing, but then when it comes down to it, I want it to sort of have like a rounded shape around the edge, despite them all being slightly different shapes and the neck endings being different. So I've kind of narrowed it down to one space that needs filling and what can I fill that with. In my Photoshop, I did like a really loose trace over the surrounding ones and then the missing space that needs to be filled. And then I came up with that. So that's kind of nice. It's kind of like a, I don't know whether it's a brachiosaurid, I don't know. I'm going for very general shapes, but yeah. So then obviously I'm trying to figure out what I want it to look like. I want it to be yellowy orangey. I know that much because I think that colour is kind of missing from the whole piece and I want it to be very multicolored. But yeah, this is what I got so far. I like what I did here and then immediately forgot it and then tried to do something else. And then now I've landed on starting with a really quite vibrant orange yellow colour instead of like this Naples yellow, and then going straight in with India red. Yeah, I'm just going to do it a few times and then just see what happens, see what comes of it, and then sort of briskly edit them in, not fully finalise the actual file of that head, and then see what I can do with it, see which one fits the best. I like them all at the moment. I don't know, I don't like the way that stripe is going. I like that because it's closer to this. So we'll just try again. Usually I don't actually go in with like a really light colour underneath. I used to do this a lot and swear by it, but I don't now. So I'll see how it looks in my current visual style. So I've gone and done this. I don't know how I feel about it. Is the eye gonna go here? Yeah, that feels correct. When I say correct, I obviously don't mean anatomically because I'm just winging it really. But you know, if I was drawing the feet, they'd be correct. God damn it. Cute. I desperately want to give them little eyebrows because I just feel like in my world, that's correct. Oh, he's serious? I love that. I almost don't want to like round this off, but at the same time I want to keep it in line with the rest of them. So what can you do when you've committed to a style? I don't know, this might not be the final one. Honestly, I'm just having fun with it really. Might make him really spotty. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I will report back soon. Okay, so I was going to start by saying this has gotten out of hand, but it's good that I can't decide. I'm leaning more towards this. Some of them are half finished. No, all of them are half finished. But then it's like at a certain point, I just stop and I'm like, no, this isn't it. Let's move on. Let's try again. They're all very similar shapes, but obviously you can see some difference. So yeah, let's continue with him and I'll come back to you in a bit. Okay, this is so much better. Finally, we've got somewhere. This one, I guess, was way too orange. It's just so pigmented, which is lovely, but just not for what I wanted it for. And then I started adding more. I think this is like mauve to the top bit here, and I was just like, I might come back to it, but I guess it's not going in the final one. But this one I'm very happy with, and then I'll show you a better image of it next to it, just because I want to show you what it's like true to colour. when it comes out on the scanner and after I've adjusted all the levels and brightness and stuff. So around the end of April, we went to the Oxford Book and Map Fair and we met up with Jan's dad. You can see us going up through South Park here, and then I'm not sure why we did this, but we tried to go a different route even though we know where Oxford Brookes is. So we admittedly got a tiny bit lost, but at least we got to see some of the campus and have a little snoop around. Yeah, a lot of the books were quite in the sort of expensive range, I would say. I picked up a little print of a fern and that was about it. Here are some of the books that I found that I thought were really cool. I really especially liked the paper cutout one. I ended up exploring on my own for a tiny bit and then I went and sat somewhere quiet and just waited for them because it was pretty overwhelming. But it was a great day. We're very sophisticated, aren't we? Well. I hadn't planned any art markets for April or May, but I saw on the Oxford Art Market Instagram that there was a slot for the April one. It was only a week away at that point, and I just thought, I'll just go for it because I really enjoy doing it. And there's always a chance to kind of zhuzh up my stall and, you know, try new arrangements, even if it's not a quote-unquote successful market. I always just want to give it a go and see what can come of it. At first, I think I had like performance anxiety because when I was trying to draw and make work and write down ideas, when I was doing the art markets, I would just not be able to get anything out because I was so nervous about actually being there. But then now that I'm comfortable, I'm like actually having like the equivalent of like shower thoughts and being able to formulate good ideas and little thumbnail sketches. So I think that's definitely improved. So here you can see me sort of semi-frantically preparing last minute bits because I've obviously not had like, I guess 4 weeks leading up to this fair and I at least want to give it a good go. So I'm just cropping some prints, actually numbering them all in one go, which is good because I don't usually do that and it kind of confuses me. I don't know why I do that to myself. And then shortly after this, my zine and other little prints that go with it arrive for my shop update, which is amazing. And I do my first life drawing session since way back in uni. How'd you find it? How'd you find it?
I really liked it. I just didn't like my drawing.
I thought it was really good. Is there any that you were...
Can I take a picture?
I'll show you. Yeah.
I'm just going to put it on Instagram.
I'm gonna...
Sorry, you filming?
Oh, it's alright. I'm just gonna...
It's upside down, but I think
that's really good. Where's...
Well, for 30 minutes, that's not...
Where's my fave that you've done? This one's so good. Jam. So that was amazing, and since I've done that, I can safely say that I have gotten more comfortable with it and improved. And it's nice to have something that's not directly related to my current practice and like obviously the subjects and themes that I work with in my work, and it's almost like having a hobby. I think for some reason when you have an artist who really hones in on one area of study, like one theme, it's hard for you to see yourself doing other things that are way outside of that realm. So it was almost me trying to prove to myself that I could actually draw people. I know I can, but I almost felt like I'd spent so much time away from it that I had to prove myself. What you're seeing now is a sketchbook page I've been working on and off for a while now. I think I started it around January, so none of it is really planned, it's quite improvised. I have a vague idea of where the figures could go, I started working on it again because finally my business cards are running out. I spotted a gap in between the figures at the bottom there and thought about how I could rework it into a new business card illustration. I think I filmed me working on this in a really early on in the year video, and you can kind of see where I've scrubbed out the big sauropod head. I'm just about to put sort of like beige and white and stars over it just to kind of cover it up. It doesn't really interfere with the area that I'm actually wanting to focus on, so it's all good. Then I scanned it, which was a little bit tricky, obviously because the page is crazy long and I kind of just had to isolate that one bit, but it was fine. I got through it, scanned it in, edited it, partially in Procreate and then also partially in Photoshop. And then I further cropped it and I made like a 10 by 10 centimeter kind of business card square thing. It was pretty much the average size of a coaster, which a lot of people pointed out once I started using them. So that's kind of funny. I mean, I guess you could use it as a coaster. I really like the back of the card design as well, but I'm not going to show you. So if you have one, you'll know. And if you don't, sorry. Since this was at the start of the year when I actually properly started on this page, you can kind of see where my new sort of side style is branching off. And then coming back to it was really nice. To achieve this look, I'm kind of just really making a nice smooth surface of the silhouette figures with Faber-Castells, which are like sort of the darker tones. So I'm making a really smooth surface to work off of and then slowly and very gently pressing the Holbein coloured pencils into it, and then a little bit of Caran d'Ache here and there, of course. And then obviously when you scan it in and take it into Procreate and whatnot, it kind of muddies up some of the colours, so you kind of have to bring the colours back out to shine. I've sped this up because I'm sat doing this for a really long time. So I'm using the Pretty Evening Light to get some nice shots of these stickers. I'm really happy with them. I'll show you this one. So let's see if it focuses. It just doesn't want to focus. Anyway, I'll show you this over little clips, back camera clips, because clearly it doesn't want to work for me. So these are transparent stickers. So like the background is semi-transparent, and I went through trials and tribulations to finalize this design. I was just like airdropping so many variations, so many like unnamed file variations of it, just to get as close to what I wanted as possible. Obviously things can never be perfect, but I'm a perfectionist, and so for some reason I think things can be perfect. But yeah, I'm really happy with them, and I'll show you the other one too. I'm really loving how the colour of these came out. So yeah, these are looking super cute. Oh my gosh! So these ones are going to be £1. Obviously, I know the dimensions when I make these and when I input them into the website that it's not an app that has the word app in it. But for some reason I just can't visualize what they're truly gonna be like the size. So these have turned out a lot smaller than I expected, but that's fine. So these are gonna be £1 stickers, like cheapest of all the stickers, just £1. And I think these are really cute as well. I'm so pleased with them. I've already put one on my laptop, so I'll show you that as well. But yeah, just wanted to catch a good bit of light. I'm actually sweating in it now. So yeah. I thought this friend was really cute. He might be my favourite of the bunch, and he reminds me of Moom. So I just thought, why not extend his neck, like draw his whole body, and see how that looks, because if it goes well, then it might be a good starting point and like a good way to practice different body shapes. So I will show you what I've come up with. Yee, look at this friend! So yeah, obviously I've like filled in the head a bit, and got the rest of his body. So I'm just going to continue with that, and we'll see how it goes. Now, I don't know why we've never done this before, but we decided to go on the University Parks walk. So we went to St Clement's, we got ourselves there, and then we walked around, I guess, the front of St Clement's, like where you come into Oxford. We passed where there's like Islamic studies, and then we went down a path, and there we were. We went all the way down the river, across the bridge. There was like this really nice area to listen to birds, as you can probably see Jam doing with her app, the real bird app. And then we walked all the way until we were around the back of the Natural History Museum in Oxford. We happened to stop there, just to use the loos, honestly. And we both saw on the back of the door that Dean Lomax was going to give a talk to mark the Megalosaurus 200th anniversary of being described. So she was going to surprise me as if I hadn't seen it on the door, and she was going to book them straight away, but I was just like, Jam, guess what I've seen? So we went home and booked them straight away. And then in the next video, you are probably going to see a tiny, tiny little bit of that. And then I got my book signed and everything. I felt like a giddy little child. I was like, okay, just play it cool. And then I was like, for some reason, really like excitable when I actually met him and spoke to him. So yeah, do not know why I reverted to like a giddy little child, but there we go. But yeah, I hope you're looking forward to the next video after this. This was a massive one, and it wasn't intended to be, but I just absolutely neglected these videos, and I was really nervous about not putting them together, but posting them, as I said in the start of the video. But hopefully this will get me back into it, and there'll be a lot more of me for you to see. So thank you for watching. If you would like to subscribe, that would be wonderful. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.